Very good morning. Welcome back to the session. And this is Dr. C. Raghavendra, Associate Professor, Information Technology, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Hyderabad. So today we'll discuss about a very important topic called software layers. All right. So these software layers, the terminology is coming in. So it's appearing in OSI layers, right? So we have three things in OSI layer. So one is a hardware layer, software layers, and one more important is it's a heart of layer called transport layer, right? So last class we have discussed earlier so transport layer, and before the hardware layers we have discussed it so far, and today we'll discuss the software layers. Let's see. In software layers will come there are three layers coming in the software layers. One is called the session layer and the presentation, and next is the application layer, right? So we will see what is a software, what is a session layer, what is presentation layer, what is application layer, what are the functionalities, and how the data will be represented in each layers, isn't it? Right? Let's see. Here, so far we have a different terminologies for data representation in each layer, but whereas here, so we can simply call it as a data unit. Okay. If it is an application layer data unit, and presentation means a presentation layer data unit, and session layer means session layer data unit. Like this we can talk about data in these particular layers, right? In session layer, this establishes, maintains, and synchronizes the interaction between communicating system, right? So already, so communicating system is nothing but, so only we are using the communicating system in the networks, isn't it? So whichever the device, it may be the system, or it may be the computer, or it may be a mobile phone, or it may be a printer, whatever. So any hardware devices which is capable of communicating, then only those devices are going to be interconnected to the any network, right? And this particular session layer will establish the sessions. Okay, that means it is just going to connect a path from source to destination. This kind of establishing these paths are going to be taken care of this session layer. And also, once after establishing a session, that session is going to be maintained by this session layer without any distortions, and synchronizes. Okay, and synchronize all the devices or networks to that to make successful transmission. So it's going to be synchronized. Many networking devices are going to be synchronized here in this session layer. This is going to take care of all the things. And next one is the dialogue control. What is the dialogue control? So what the responsibility of dialogue control means, you just keep track of whose turn it is to transmit. That means what happened here, so sender and receiver is there, right? So here during the data transmission, so which one first need to send and which one need to send again. Okay, so these things will be taken care of this session layer, right? So that we can call it a dialogue control, right? So that means which one transmit the first, which one transmit the next. So whether data or acknowledgement, there is secondary, whichever is going to be start the first, initiate the first, and whichever will be the second. All these things can be taken care of this dialogue control. Next is the token management. What is token management? So preventing two parties from attempting the same critical operation at the same time. That means, so here, so it is just like a similar, like so when we are visiting any banks, okay, what will happen if you want to withdraw some huge amount? They will issue one token, isn't it? So based on the token, they are going to give the cash, isn't it, in the banking, isn't it? In the same way here, so how it is going to happen means, so I already discussed you, and when we are going to connect a network, so assume that there are 100 systems are there, so we cannot able to provide 100 printers, isn't it, in any office or any organization. Okay, isn't it? So we are going to added a limited printers are going to be added, and those are connected to network. Okay, assume that if 10 peoples out of 100, 10 peoples are attempting the print operation at the same time, okay, to one particular printer, right? So what will happen at that time? So it is going to give the tokens. So based on some priority, maybe whichever request reaches to the first, like this. Okay, based on this, so it is going to allocate the task to printers. So which particular print request have to first satisfy. Again, what is the second request? Which is the third request? That means this is going to be taking care of these things. That is called token management, right? And next is the synchronization. Synchronization, adding checkpoints into a stream of data for identifying the crash point here, right? So here what will happen? So if you are sending a very simple message, it is not going to take a huge burden on the network, even if you resend the whole the data. For example, if you send a 1,000-page document, okay, right? If you send a 1,000-page document, okay, and unfortunately there was after a successful transmission of 950 pages, on 951 page we are getting a crash, right? So at that time what we are going to do, instead of sending again 950 pages, if we add checkpoints for every 50 pages, okay, every 50 pages we are going to add a checkpoints, or else we can add after every 100 pages we are going to add one checkpoint. So wherever we are getting a successful acknowledgement, so from this we are going to stop. Assume that after getting a 900 page we are getting a successful acknowledgement, okay, then even if it 951 page is getting crashed now, so after that we are not getting a successful acknowledgement. Then what we are going to do, instead of sending 900 pages we are sending only 901 to 1000. That means only 100 pages we are going to transmit, isn't it? So that will increase the efficiency of network, right? So that is the synchronization, right? The next more important layer is presentation layer. So in this presentation layer, so the moving bits around this layer is concerned with the syntax and semantics of the information exchanged between two systems, right? So here what will happen? So the moving bits around this layer, that means so the data will be moving from in this particular layer is concerned with syntax and semantics. That means so whatever the data units, we can call it as presentation layer data units, isn't it? So those data will be moving in this layer having certain syntax and semantics. That means it has some set of constraints are there, okay, and those information exchange between the two systems, okay, and able to translate the application layer to network layer, application layer to network format, and vice versa. What it is going to do? So if you observe the figure, there is a one more called, I will show you the figure. See, if you see that, so this is source and this is the destination, right? And this is a logical connection from source to destination, but actually the original connection will be here only, right? It may be a wired or it may be a wireless, and in parallel these are the a logical connection from one layer to another layer, that is from source to destination, okay, and to transmit the data from presentation layer to presentation logically, then how it is going to be transferred? So one particular source system may be using different network and destination system may use different network, right? And whenever the networks are going to be differ, obviously their format and the speed, that means sending speed, receiving speed, everything is different, right? And in that particular scenario, how it is going to be taken, how it is going to be successfully transfer the data, right? So that is the important. This presentation layer will able to translate the application layer to network format and network format to application layer format, right? That means so far whatever the layers so far we have discussed, those are just simply transferring the data, isn't it? Just simply transferring the data from one layer to another layer. But why we are particularly translating means, here the application layer is a user interface layer, okay, and we cannot able to understand different formats. Okay, we can know the English. So if you want to read the English means, so obviously irrespective of different formats, everything must be converted into according to our readable format, human readable format. So that is the reason this presentation layer will take care of these things. If any different formats it's going to be received, and this is going to be translated into according to our user format, that is going to be converted into, so application layer to network format and vice versa, right? And it is responsible for protocol conversion. What is protocol conversion? That means, so protocol conversion means, so there are different protocols we are using here from one network to another network, and even if protocol is changed, then yeah, the data format is also going to be changed. But this is going to be taken care of, even though if the data is coming from any protocol, it is going to be changing according to the recipient understandable format. It is going to be translating here. So that is going to be taking care of this protocol conversion. And data encryption, decryption. We already know that what is data encryption, what is decryption. After data encryption, what we are getting, what is the output? Ciphertext. Ciphertext is a not understandable format. And decryption means, so after performing the decryption operation, we can get the plain text. Plain text is nothing but that is human understandable format. Data compression, right? So everybody knows that what is compression. So here we are going to compress the data. Why should we have to compress the data in the networks? Means, so generally assume that we are sending a 10 MB of data. Okay, after compress, the sizes will be 2 MB. Okay, when we reduce the load in the network efficiency are going to be increased. So that is the reason. So always after whatever the data we try to transfer, that will be automatically compressed and it is going to be transferred, right? This data compression is also taken care by the presentation layer. Protocol conversion, just now we have studied, so convert the message into receiver node standards. That means, so who is understandable by the user, isn't it? User understanding is very important. So according to their we can say that according to their understand level, so it is going to be convert. The next important layer is application layer. So in this application layer, so it enables the user to access the network, isn't it? User is directly communicating with application layer, isn't it? That means, so I am a user, I am using a system, okay? And whoever use the system, we can call them as a users, okay? And this user is going to access the network directly with the help of the application layer, and contain variety of protocols, okay? Application layer contain variety of protocols that are commonly needed by the user, okay? That means, whatever the protocols we are using in application layer, all are ISO standardized protocols, and those protocols are needed by the user commonly. So only those protocols will be available in this application layer, which is going to helpful for user interface, okay? And handles the network access and flow access, error recovery. These three are the important responsibilities of application layer. So what are the network access, isn't it? Through application layer, the user can able to access any network. And flow access, so can regulate the flow regulation. That means information flow can be managed all in this application layer. And error recovery, if any error will come, so it has to be recovered. That means, if error recovery in the sense, if data any lost, okay, so where exactly the data will be lost, and those data is coming back from the respective sender, okay? These all these things also comes under this error recovery. And one more important is mail service. That means email file transfer, isn't it? We are sending an email, no? So that is one of the responsibility of this mail service, okay? And next is the directory services. What are the directory services? Means distributed database sources, okay? That means distributed database sources means, if the information is available in some other server, and with this client, the user can able to retrieve the data. If user want to store the data in server, they can also able to store the data in server. So this information, this process, this client server process, all these things comes under distributed database sources. That means, why we are calling distributed means distributed databases. That means, so the huge amount of data is not going to be stored in one particular place. Why? Because so what will happen? Assume that, okay, here we have a one database, okay, across the world. If everybody are trying to access this database at a time, what will happen? The network level is going to be high, then network efficiency are going to be reduced. There are a lot of issues may arise, isn't it? So that is the reason this database, whatever the data is contained in this database, it is going to be stored in some different databases. We can call it as proxy databases, okay. So this is a db1, okay, and db2, db3, and db4, okay. So now what will happen? If any request across the world, when it reaches, then this particular database is going to redirect the request to the respective database. Clear? And after getting a response from this particular database directly to the source system, and how it look like, the response is coming from particular whatever the database it is requested. So like this, it is going to be happen in the normal, in real time, right? So that is called directory services. Thank you so much. And today we have discussed the application layer, presentation layer, as well as session layer. These three layers, and we can call it as software layers. So we have discussed the functionalities of all the software layers and data representation, right? So with this, the OSI reference model is completed. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.